What's going on, everybody? Let's talk about CrowdStrike today. All right. This thing is the juggernaut, the fastest growing, best performing cybersecurity company. And you can see here its EPS is like a freight train. Its revenue has been like a freight train. Now, there's some things here in the estimates and forecast that I found interesting that I wanted to show you guys. So you can see here revenue, they're expected to grow, to continue trucking along. But you'll see here in 2025, their earnings are expected to contract. This makes no sense. It makes no sense at all. And I want to show you why this makes no sense at all. So let's go to cost of goods sold. So this is how much it costs them to sell their product. So you can see the cost to them to sell their product is falling through the floor, which means that I don't think that the margins, like the forecast for the future margins, their margin growth, they're going to have margin growth. That's what I'm trying to say. So, and I don't think that is into this calculation here. Yeah, see that there. And then even on the annual, they think it's going to go down. I don't think it's going to go down. I think it's going to go up. And I think the stock is going to pop because of that. And I think, I think people know, or I should say institutions already know that. Now let's take a look at the chart. All right. You already know that I like to use Fibonacci levels and Gann levels. And you can see here, this is based on the bottom that we formed, COVID bottom. And this drawdown here in 2022, that's where I have the Fibonacci's drawn. And you can see where the state of play is. First of all, I want to show you that this Gann angle right here has been established as the new trend support line going forward until further notice. And I don't really foresee that line breaking down for years and years and years, unless there's some kind of stock market wide, thing that happens. It's not going to be anything that happens to the fundamentals of this company, because you can see this drop right here, this big red line, big red candle. That was, when they caused that airplane outage, and they recovered within a year, and we're at all-time highs. So nothing's stopping this freight train, nothing's stopping this Gann angle right here. I wish I had this drawn. I wish I had this thing drawn, dude. Wow, I would have bought more shares right down there. But I was able to pick some up right here when it pulled back, and my average cost right now is in like the 320s, 330s. So I'm sitting pretty with my position. Now this is where I think it's going to go. So we've pretty much established the 1.272 Fibonacci extension as support. Also, these gray lines, this is based on the initial COVID, drop. It doesn't seem like they matter a ton. Usually, bull runs end with the 2.272. We're just pumping right through it. So I'm not going to pay too much attention to those lines. I just like to have them. But we are headed into resistance territory, and it may take some time to get through it. The one benefit we have is we're not too far extended away from our Gann support angle. So this 481, I think we are going to establish that as a support line in the next month or two. You might have some choppiness right here, but if we get up to like the 500s, and I've been saying this stock's a $500 stock for a long time. If we get into the 500s, you might see it come back down to like the 480s before continuing on. But even if this thing goes absolutely sideways, chops around or whatever, by November, it's up season and up season only. And the beautiful thing about this Gann angle, if you can buy near it, it's easy money. Let's take a look. This is set on months, so let's do 12 bars. geez, I have to actually move this up. Let's do 12 bars so we can see what the compound annual growth rate is for 12 bars. If you were able to buy on that line and that line holds, you're looking at 60% CAGR if you can buy on that line. Now, it's tough to do it. You only get a couple opportunities every like so often. But even if you buy from here and that line holds, let's see where we're at. Even if you buy from here and that line holds, or it does even better, you're looking at a 26% return from here. Now, I think what could happen is we're going to get there sooner. Oh, no, what did I do? There we go. This 1.618, this is where my price prediction is for the near term. The near term, like before end of year, I think that we could potentially get up here to 611. We also have the top of the arc. So I think that it wants to like get in there and then establish the 550 zone as support. So if I had to make a prediction, I think we might see continued strength popping us all the way to 600. And then you may see like a drawdown, bringing us down, like a 10% correction or something down to 540 or so. And then a continuation. I love CrowdStrike. It has a tendency to give you some big drawdowns, so you do have to be careful. It is a roller coaster ride, but the upside potential on this thing is very strong. And after it survived this crazy drawdown from one of its oopsies and it just shrugged it off, I knew like this thing, you know, knock on wood, but it feels indestructible. It feels destined to become the #1 cybersecurity company. And so I remain long. All right. Thank you so much. If you liked that video, hit the like. If you have a stock that you want me to take a look at or a crypto that you want me to take a look at, leave a comment below and hit that subscribe button if you've been enjoying these videos. And until next time, Risky Ryan out.